It's dinner time and we are going to be wrapping the blue wraps that we made yesterday. So if you missed the video where I was preparing the blue wraps, you can see that on my Instagram or on my YouTube channel. But we are wrapping them. Well, just one, because it's just me. So I only need one. The other one I am leaving on the tray, and maybe I'll eat it tomorrow. Maybe I'll eat it the next day. They last about 1 to 2 weeks if they're fully dry, if they don't have any indentations going on anywhere, no moisture. They can last around 1 to 2 weeks, but they do kind of dry out over time. And if you want the recipe for the wraps, get the bundle, because the wrap book is in the bundle. So that is the best way to get so much of our content. If you like videos of watching us prepare our raw food, you're gonna love the bundle too, even more because our live lunch videos are in there. Link is in my bio. I will not be offended if you leave this live to go get the bundle because it's only here until March 10th. So get it now. You have 1 year to download all the content. Once it's downloaded, you get to use it to your heart's content for as long as you want. So go get the bundle and then come back to this live so you can watch the rest. We're also going to be blending up one of the recipes in the bundle. So our dear friend Chris Kendall contributed 3 ebooks to this bundle as well. He's got his raw retreats, nature retreats recipe ebook. He's got a dressings ebook and his 50 freaking awesome recipes as well. So he's got 3 ebooks in here. You get them when you buy the bundle. Only $49 gets you over $8,000 worth of content. It is amazing. So I hope you go get it. But we're gonna be making his sweet chili lime dressing and I have everything ready to go. His recipe doesn't call for water, but I do have water on the side just in case I need a little extra water to blend. So I have everything ready to go and let's blend this up. Woohoo! This is gonna be great! This is gonna be a good dressing. I love being able to try so many recipes. This is just for me, so it doesn't matter. Woo, that's good. Wow. Wow, get the bundle. Get the bundle. This recipe is in his dressings book, the dressing book that he contributed. And I'm gonna put it in just a squeeze bottle so that I can squeeze the sauce onto my wrap. Look at that. Now there's extra sauce in here, which I will probably save and use tomorrow at some point. Oh my gosh. You can get these squeeze bottles off Amazon. I don't know if you can get these exact ones. These ones we bought from an Asian market here. They do like restaurant supply. And we really like this one because it has a pop top that has like a kind of like that. So these are really cool, but you can, any squeeze bottle will do. We like the squeeze bottles for the wraps so you can kind of portion the sauce on there. So some things that I want to chat about. I did see some people in here are like, I got the bundle. I'm so glad you did. I hope you enjoy. There's 150 downloads in there. Video courses. There's like 30 some raw recipe books in this bundle, including our live lunch, the wrap book, the taco book, Make It Raw 2, the course I do with Chef AJ, Nate's new Nice Creamy ebook, the Ninja Creamy ebook. So many good things in the bundle. So even if you just got it for the wraps and the live lunch, it's still less than our 40% off. So go grab the bundle. Link is in my bio or in the description box below. So we're gonna wrap these blue wraps. I'm gonna peel, this one's I've been showing it on live, so it kind of like peeled naturally off the tray anyways. But check it out, this is the wrap. Now, people have asked kind of what is the flavor like? Well, these wraps, they're like, I was talking to Rachel Detroit earlier today, and she asked what it was like. And the closest thing I can say is imagine a denser pita bread, but made oniony. So like an onion flatbread. That's kind of what these taste like. And the blue spirulina, this is the one I used. This is the one I used. It's basically, this recipe is the everything but the bagel recipe in the wrap book, which you can get in the bundle, with 2 teaspoons of blue spirulina added to it to make it blue. You don't have to make it blue. It's just fun. So we made them blue, but this is the everything but the bagel wrap recipe. And yeah, so let's start off. I've got all my fillings kind of all around here, prepared and ready to go. I'm gonna talk about fillings too, and you know, best practices for when you're filling your wraps. But let's start with the cashew cream cheese. So in the wrap book that you can get in the bundle, link in my bio, there are recipes for cashew cream cheese. There's quite a few of them. I think there's like 6 different kinds of cashew cream cheese that you can make. And this is a probiotic, fermented, gut-friendly cashew cream cheese. And you just add, you know, different spices, and the recipes are in the book. So this is a really great way to get some probiotics into you because it's probiotic fermented. And you don't need a lot, like you can thinly spread this over. And what I found is that the cashew cream cheese layer is very helpful for keeping the moisture barrier from the vegetables. Now I meant to go get a bunch of lettuce from our garden, but I didn't. But that's okay because I will load this up with all the ingredients that I have here. But usually when I'm making these wraps, the first layer is lettuce. And again, like I said, I totally didn't go and get that. I was so excited to get on this live that I totally didn't get it. But that's okay because we've got other stuff that we can go put in here. So first up, usually I like to put it on like a diamond shape, and I like to fill the bottom half of the diamond with the lettuce. So the lettuce will go to the edges and everything, and then I fill the very center with any of the fillings. But since we don't have the lettuce right now, I'm just going to start with the fillings. I'm just gonna fill this. You can put anything you want in it. That's the cool thing about these wraps, is that you don't have to put lettuce in it if you don't want to. You can put all kinds of other stuff like what we're putting here. So we've got some chives. We've got some chives, and this here, for those wondering, is radicchio. And you know, actually I have more cabbage here. I've got some shredded cabbage. I'm a cabbage fanatic. I love cabbage. So I'm gonna be putting a lot of cabbage on this wrap and a lot of carrots. So one thing I'd like to note is that when Nate and I go traveling with these, we avoid wet ingredients. That would be things like, number 1, the most wet is tomatoes. So unless you're eating it right away, I would avoid using tomatoes, pickles, fermented foods, cucumber, that kind of thing, because there's so much water in those that it can leak out. Just like a regular wrap, right? If you put really watery stuff in a wrap and you let it sit for a day or 2, it's gonna get soggy, just how it is. So because I'm eating this wrap for dinner, however, I am going to be putting tomatoes and fermented stuff in it because I'm eating it right away. So it's not gonna have time to get all like squishy and stuff. So, and I also recommend, if you are wrapping these for multiple days, to avoid putting sauce in the wrap at the time of wrapping, and just use it as a drizzle when you are eating them on location. Like if you take them hiking or camping, or on a road trip, or on the plane ride or whatever. On the plane, you can take, I believe it's like 100 mils of liquid. So you could put 100 mils in a little squeeze bottle and take it on the plane as well. But like I said, I'm gonna be eating this right now because this is dinner. So I load it up with some sauce. Can you get some sauce on there? And then I'm going to be putting tomatoes because these heirlooms were calling my name, and I was like, well, I'm eating it right now. So I'm gonna put some heirlooms on here. And you can really stuff these wraps. Like, you can fit a lot in here. And I'm an onion crazy person too. Yes, I am. Jai Jai, he's meowing over there. He likes to meow when I'm in the kitchen. Yes, you do. Okay, so yeah, we'll do that. And you know, maybe I'll put a little extra of this on here. And finally, I'm gonna add some of that, I just need a fork. So, oops, grab the wrong one. Okay, so usually if I am adding this, like fermented foods, you can pat the liquid off, but I'm just, because I'm eating it right now, I'm not even gonna worry about that. Put some of these fermented carrots on here. This is gonna be good. For those of you who are wondering, this is the fermented carrot and ginger we had this morning or this afternoon for lunch. So there we go. It's raw and vegan. And looks like we're ready. Looks like we are ready to roll this up. So what I like to do for the wraps is pull up the corners first so they meet in the center. And this is going to be a really big wrap, even though there's no lettuce in it. Okay, so the corners go up into the center. Then I like to pull up the bottom corner to meet the center as well. So it looks like an envelope. Should look like that. Then what I like to do is, you don't have to, but I do like to pinch the corners in. So you can kind of tuck them in like this if you want. Just like that. And then the ultimate squeeze. Now, these wraps are very strong, but if you're too rough with them, obviously, just like a regular wrap, they can rip. But this one's doing really good. Woo. This is a big, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to eat this whole thing. Look at this wrap. I'm probably only gonna eat half now and then maybe half in like an hour or two or whatever, because it's a pretty big wrap. So let me just wash the silicone mat after. Look at that wrap. Check it out. And some people ask, does it stick? Yes, it sticks. Sort of. I mean, if you put more cheese on it, just like that, right? It'll stick better. So it really depends on how much cheese you put on there. So here we go. Isn't that awesome? And this is just one of the two wraps. So technically, I mean, if you stuff it this big, like this is going to be like filling. I don't know if I'm going to be able to eat the whole thing. We'll see. But I mean, Nate and I sometimes split one of these. Like we'll each have half and then a little salad. And that's typically what we do. But here we go. Let's cut this in half here. This is my favorite part. And you can get this recipe or wrap recipes in the bundle. Ready? My favorite part. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Let's check it out. That is my dinner. Or at least one of them is. Maybe 1.5. I don't know. These are going to be really big. So we'll just put this one aside for now because we'll eat that one. And then this one, I'm just going to wrap in some deli paper. Now, one thing that you can do, which we have done and has been beneficial, is because once you cut it, all the moisture, like liquid from the ingredients, the carrots and everything, especially the tomatoes, can kind of leak and get the edges of the wrap a little bit soggy if you have them for a long time. Are the wraps ever bitter tasting? I dehydrated some recently and was very bitter. I recommend using sweet onion, or try a different wrap that has less onion in it. There are 4 onion-free wraps in the ebook, so try one of those. If you find it bitter, it could be just too much of the wrong onion. I recommend using sweet onion. So there's Vidalia, Walla Walla, and Maui onions that you can get that are sweet and they're not as bitter. But I personally eat a lot of bitter stuff, so I don't really notice. But so many people love these too. I've made the everything but the bagel wraps. Yum. Your wraps are always so colorful. Yes. And I didn't put any green in here because I was too excited to get live with you guys. I totally spaced on that one. How many hours to dehydrate the wrap mixture? It's about 10 to 16 hours. It depends on a lot of factors. How many trays you have going in the dehydrator, the humidity level. You know, there's a few factors that come into play, but usually it's anywhere between 10 and 16 hours. You just want to make sure that you push on the center of the wrap, and if there's any dimples happening, just let it keep going until it's fully dry. Because if you don't, then, and you leave it sitting because you didn't eat it the next day or whatever, it risks mold. So you want to make sure. I've never gotten bitter, but yes, I use Vidalia. So interesting that it might be tasting, but again, like I said, I eat a lot of bitter stuff. Like there's Radicchio in here, which is very bitter. I eat a lot of dandelion greens and other greens and sprouted lentils and stuff. So I do get a lot of like bitter tastes, but I'm used to it because I used to hate bitter stuff. I used to like avoid it like crazy, but now I eat so much of it because I know it's really good. Making mine right now with the sweet purple potatoes. That's awesome. Yeah. So instead of making it blue, you could use purple sweet potato because there's raw sweet potato in these wraps. You can use the purple one and you can make purple wraps. They're really fun. We've made those many times before too. So this one here, I'm going to wrap up, and I wanted to show you this because once you cut it, you expose the water, right? So what we would do is we would put a paper towel over, right? And you can totally do this if you want to. You can not do it if you want to, but we found this is really helpful for like travel. And then we wrap it up. And then we wrap it up. That just keeps the wrap from getting too soggy. So you can do that if you want to or not, but this one I'm gonna be saving for later. And this one I'm gonna be eating. So voices in my head, take a bite. I'm gonna take a bite. I am, Veg Muffin, totally am. So if anybody watching wants to get the wrap book, it's in the bundle right now. The bundle is amazing. I highly recommend you go grab it because there's so much cool stuff in there. And you can make these wraps too if you don't have that book. If you do have the book, make the wraps. Enjoy the wraps. This is gonna be a good one. I'm excited. You excited to watch me eat this? So I've got this sauce. This is the sauce from Chris Kendall. I think I'll bite from this side. Again, his sauce recipe is in the bundle as well. Can you use sprouted garbanzo beans in them? Of course you could. You can fill these with anything you want. We have made sprouted hummus before. So what we do, I know you guys want me to eat this, but I'm gonna share a little bit about sprouted garbanzo or chickpeas. So what we do, I'm gonna share about this on, I believe it's Saturday. I'm gonna be doing a Sprouting 101 live. So you can see sort of like different things. Like I'm gonna have oats, garbanzo beans, and some other sprouts and stuff going on. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be really fun. But what we do is we sprout the garbanzo beans, which usually I like to soak them for 24 hours and change the water out at least 2 times during that process. And then I rinse and drain for about 1 or 2 days. I don't sprout them very long because I find they get a little bit more bitter as they sprout. But as soon as they get like a smidge of a tail, they're ready. And what I do is I rinse and drain, put them in the freezer, and then when I'm ready to eat or make them, I thaw them in just a little bit of warm water, not hot, and they have such an amazing texture. So we make raw hummus with those chickpeas, and you can use that instead of the cashew cream cheese as your spread. So you could totally do that. Or you could make like a chickpea salad and you could put that in there too. I've put massaged kale in these. You could make burger patties. Actually, in the wrap book, there's tons of different filling options. There's like burger patties. There's like a V8 patty. There's meatballs that you can put in the Mediterranean meatball one. There's the crispy cauliflower that it goes in the crunchy cauliflower Thai peanut one or whatever. Like there's 34 recipes in the wrap book. You're gonna want to get the bundle, so you get the wrap book. Link is in my bio or in the description box below. But yeah, you could totally put anything you want in here. Chef AJ, actually, because she eats a lot of Hana yams, she cooks them and she puts the Hana yams in her wraps. And so she's getting some raw with her cooked food. It's like so awesome. So again, Chris Kendall's sauce recipe from in the bundle. That's what I really love about having the sauce, is you can put as much sauce as you want on the wrap. So there we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh. Mm. Wow. Mm-hmm. 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 Wow. Wow. This is good dinner. Now, if I don't fill up on this one, I'm definitely eating that second one because it's so tasty. Uh-huh. Mm. Hello. Yes, I bought the bundle and printed it all out for myself. Of course. Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. You're welcome to print the pages for personal use. That's awesome. Woo. This is so good. I hope you can try this. It's so amazing. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Just join. What sauce did you make? All right. We made Chris Kendall's sweet chili lime from his 21 dips and dressings book that he has in the bundle. So if you bought the bundle, go check out Chris Kendall's ebook. He's got 3. He contributed 3 ebooks to this bundle, and that's this sauce. What's in the sauce? It's like tomato, mango, lime, some other stuff. It's really simple, no fat. So there's no fat. So the only fat that I'm really eating is the cashew cream cheese and the chia or flax that I put in the wrap. Mine get drier in the corners and still soft in the center, so I leave them longer, but they get drier. I recommend not peeling off the corners. Once you peel it off the tray and the other side gets exposed to air, then they do get drier a lot faster. So just do the dimple test. And, you know, honestly, like, I mean, it's not a perfect recipe. Obviously, sometimes the corners do get dry. But what I also suggest is when they are kind of sort of dry, wrap them like this, fill them and wrap them, and then wrap them in the deli paper and let them sit in the fridge either overnight or for even a few hours. It really softens up the wrap, so it's a lot nicer to eat. Nate and I find that we like the wraps best second day. But this one's really nice. I mean, I've been playing around with this wrap, showing it on videos and stuff all day. So it's pretty soft. I didn't find this one to be that hard. But it could also be the temperature of your dehydrator. If your dehydrator gauge isn't properly set, sometimes it can be a little bit too hot, which can make it a little bit more crispy. But here we go. Mm-hmm. Oh. Mm. Wow. This is a big wrap. It's a big one. It's good. Thank you everyone so much for joining me for my dinner prep and chat. It's so cool to share a meal kind of with you. So yes, if you want the sauce recipe, the wrap recipe, go grab the bundle. If you haven't yet, link is in my bio. Oh. This is what makes it blue. For those wondering, your cat is hungry. No, he's not. He's not hungry. He likes the attention. He actually just ate, so he just likes attention. Rose is asking wrap question. When pulling off the wrap, should the tray be clean or will there be residue? I'm trying to figure out if mine are dry enough because they don't peel and leave the tray clean. Well, you know, it depends on the wrap, but I'll show you this one. That's what's left on the wrap, silicone. So, I mean, you do get residue. It's not gonna be perfect, but you know, just like anything, you're gonna have a little residue on there, but oh my gosh. So good. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask. If not, I'll give you a few minutes and I'll just go eat. This is so good. They are very filling. So, like I said, I might not eat the second one. I might eat this one, let it sit for a little bit, and then eat the other half. I've never used my Excalibur dehydrator. What should I set it on for the first time making the wraps? Is it in the bundle? I'll look it up later. Yes. So the wrap recipes are in the bundle. So if you bought the bundle, they're in my hand salads ebook. If you haven't bought the bundle, go get it right now. Link is in my bio or in description box if you're watching on YouTube. So the setting, you want to set it to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. That is the temperature that you want to dry the wraps at. So that it's really simple to do. You just set the temperature, set your timer for, I usually set my timer for about 14 hours because it's kind of a good range. Normally I'm up and I can check on them or whatever, but they dry between 10 and 16 hours depending on the humidity level of where you live, you know, stuff like that. But I see some other questions here. What's in the wrap? So today I put radicchio, cabbage, carrot, fermented carrot, cashew cream cheese, and we're using Chris Kendall's sweet chili lime sauce on there, and red onion. I put a lot of red onion in there too, because I love the red onion. What are the dimensions of this wrap form? Okay, so if you have this, if you have the big 9 tray Excalibur, then it fits these, they're 13 and a half by 13 and a half. I just say 14 by 14 because that's the size of them. But if you have a different dehydrator like the Consori, I don't know if TriBest, but there's like a few other, there's like Magic Mill or Ninja or whatever. If you have a different size, you're gonna need to get smaller trays, unfortunately. They only make 2 sizes that I'm aware of. They make the 14 by 14 and then they make a 10 by 12, which is kind of like a rectangle shape. I'm not too much a fan of that one, but hey, if it's all you can do, it's better to have some wraps than to not, right? But you can get the smaller trays. Got food in my mouth, try to talk to you guys. So if you have the smaller dehydrator, you gotta get the smaller trays. One recipe from my wrap book makes 2 14 by 14 or 3 10 by 12. It's the same square inchage. So I got some water, just gonna talking and eating isn't always the best thing, but I wanted to be live with you guys. So but yeah, so those are the dimensions. And the links to the trays, to the dehydrator, to the trays, to the spatula, to the food scale, links to everything are in the ebook. Woo! Oh my gosh. I've also been talking all day, so my throat's kind of dry. All right, let's see. We've got some other questions here. The dryness, my friends, the desert dryness. Just found you and following you now. I've just started whole food plant-based eating. Thanks in advance for all you share. You're welcome. You're so welcome. Is there any way, or is there any wrap not tasting like onion? My kids don't like onion. There are 4 onion-free wraps in the wrap book, so you are definitely able to do that. I've also heard people using zucchini in place of the onion and it working okay. Sorry guys, just got some like really dryness after eating and talking all day. I live in Japan and my oven is small like a microwave. Yeah, if you have an oven, if it doesn't go down to 115, then I would recommend just getting a dehydrator, because any heat higher than 115 degrees Fahrenheit or 46 degrees Celsius is not going to work for the wraps. It actually makes them really crispy, almost like crackers. So I wouldn't recommend an oven, but thank you everyone. I'm going to sign off and stop talking for tonight because I've been talking all day and all day yesterday. So I'm going to go enjoy this, and thank you so much for joining me. It has been awesome to spend time with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everyone who has purchased the bundle. Thank you. If you haven't purchased the bundle, go check it out. If you're just hanging out with me, that's awesome too. So glad that you could be here and ask the questions. I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to be back tomorrow with a bunch of lives. I'll share in my stories which lives we're going to be doing, but throughout the week, I'm going to be making also fermented vegetables. So that's coming, the sprouting 101. Yeah, I've got some other stuff. We're going to be making wraps on Chef AJ as well on March 9th. So definitely hang out with us over there too. So until the next video, I love you all so much. Thank you for joining me, and fruit on.